currently exists would allow traffic flow on the eastern side of the park, right there, which is probably not something that I would consider an advantage. You also lose all that picnic area on the east side of the park, which you're now turning into a parking lot.
Well, you're right. I mean, at a certain point, these are more spaces here that are not this currently. The footprint of the existing parking lot doesn't really show up on this particular drawing, but if I were to sort of show where that goes, it comes over to about here and then
Yeah.
So we are adding this in here.
So you're taking what is a wooded area, there are trees there, and now it's covered with, what is it, bark, I don't know what that's called.
Yeah, park.
A lot of stuff, but people use that as a picnic area. Now you're converting it into driveway and parking. You're taking all this open space and turning it into concrete or asphalt.
Why don't you show the interpretive center right in the middle, in this only green area left over, which in the future hopefully comes? What is the interpretive center?
What would be the location of the new interpretive center on this plan?
Oh, well, the interpretive center would be located in this area here.
So the only green area will be gone.
Well, not the entire green area. There would still be, I mean, the interpretive center is in here, and the size isn't going to exactly determine that. But then you still have the outer green areas and immediately around the interpretive center.
Also, the Nevada Street is much narrower as California, so all the fire trucks and Marine Rescue and everybody will use Nevada Street to come down to access the Marine Reserve.
Yeah. I mean, they're right now.
That's a big change.
Right now, they can access the site either through Nevada or California.
Yeah.
Previously, people parked on the outside of the parking lot, all along Lake Street, edging. You've taken out all of those parking spaces, which, if I recall, maybe 6 or 7 cars would park along there.
In the gravel parking area.
No. On the street.
On the street, on the back.
On the back. So you've taken those out.
But they were using the street.
You mean North Lake?
Look, North Lake,
Right.
on North Lake, they park all along that street there, on the
Creek
parking lot side, crossing the creek, and the creek side too. So you've taken those out, which I'd say maybe were 6 or 7 spaces. So you're about equal now on the number of parking
We
spaces.
didn't count any of those spaces because they weren't striped, nor were they actually considered parking spaces, since that's actually within that street right away.
Yeah, but the street's gone now.
The street's gone in this concept. It wasn't-
Yeah.
It isn't gone right now.
No.
If I could just clarify in terms of the exact location of North Lake Street, you're used to currently driving through from this intersection right here all the way through to Nevada. That is not the street. The street is actually in the Willows. It's a paper street. It hasn't been improved. And what you're driving on right now is currently county park property. So it's
Well, whatever it was, people parked along there.
but it wasn't a road. This was a long.
But he's talking about what the prior use was. So, you know, what's currently used today is 6 or 7 spaces. Maybe you don't want to count them, but anybody that lives in the neighborhood knows that on any heavily trafficked day, that people park there as well as on California and Nevada, as well as the parking lot. So the pre-existing, you know, so I think what he's saying is there's no net gain by all this extra. If I can sum it up.
Or a little bit, in parking.
Just 2 comments.
Sure.
One is, the way this is configured in concept plan A, the 2 houses that are closest to the parking lot have sort of, they're swapped their condition, like, one house was bought and purchased knowing that the access was down there, and the other house was purchased recently, you know, within the past 10 years, knowing that the exit was right by your house. And by doing this concept, you switch the conditions of the homeowners. I just want to point that out, that somebody who's used to having a driveway is going to not have a driveway, and So you could have one person going, cool, I left out, and the other person going, oh God, my property value is gonna tank. Okay, so that's one kind. Two, and that could be a problem. And two is, I don't understand the vegetation plan here really, and as someone who, uses that park a lot, I would love to see more sun in there, and it's hard to know exactly what kind of tree, what you've got there, and then also if talking about a picnic area, it'd be nice to see if there's going to be like a sunny, the Monterey cypress kind of dominate there, but it could be, you have a lot of native plants on the side, but what is the vegetation plan there? I can't tell.
Right. Well,
The vegetation plan isn't fully developed, that's the first thing I want to say.
Okay.
Okay, the second thing I want to say is that the existing trees are mature trees, and I have a real problem with those trees. I can either take them out and offend a lot of people, or I can leave them in and offend a lot of people.
Right.
So my whole option, my options are limited with respect to the trees. I want that understood.
But I also want to understand that it takes about 3 years for one of those trees to get 25 feet tall.
They grow fast, but they're also.
So they're easy to replace.
Yes and no. If you take out a tree that has 36-inch trunk on it, someone's gonna get upset.
Well,
If I leave a tree with a 36-inch trunk,
but
someone's gonna get upset.
but
So,
one of the
that's
goals
just
of
my
the
say.
park is to preserve the biological
It's-
resources of the
That's
county.
correct, that's
And
correct, and
so-
those trees are part of it. They are. They were planted a long time ago, but they are now mature trees that have been there for a long time. And the birds know they're there.
Well, we'll talk about that when we get the
squirrels know they're there.
vegetation plan going.
You know. They do. And what I had in mind with that, if I can continue,
maybe
say
we
what
want to
you were
get
saying.
through the,
It's just
through the presentation, the concept, and then we'll get into the question.
We are gonna have a comment period, so
Right.
maybe it would be best just to let them explain, because get through the technicalities of the two alternatives, and they'll, believe me, we want all your feedback, so, and I'll record it all in here so you know it's captured.
Can I get a point of clarification? When you were speaking before, you said the dark part where the buses are is gonna be a permeable surface. Does that imply that the rest of it is not?
Yes. The reason,
So it's not gonna be, the whole thing's gonna be, but just that one little space, the little dark charcoal coat space at the bottom.
that's a possible location for a permeable pavement. It is what we deem as being the most feasible place to put permeable pavement on the site. Permeable pavement has a number of controlling factors that has limitations for its efficiency. So this would be one of the areas that would be the most feasible places if we were to have it actually installed on the site. Correct. Okay, so let's go to concept B. Yeah, I think we passed that. Okay, concept B. Now, concept B and concept A, let me just also repeat what Carol mentioned. Both these concepts leave all trees intact. That was one of our early goals up front, was not to take down any of the trees, because as Carol said, there'll be people very upset if we do, probably be people upset if we don't, but I think there'll be more people upset if we don't. And also a cost factor, we didn't want to really get into taking down very expensive cypress trees, so we decided to try and work and grade and save everything we could possibly, and we're quite pleased that we are not going to be taking down any trees, so not intended trees. Now, this concept does away with the entry here or exit off of onto California Avenue. It's very similar to the concept A. The only difference is that we now have this driveway, which was the existing location, slightly a little bit to the east. But this driveway is reintroduced. So rather than having a 2 point connection off of California Avenue, we have 1 point connection off of California Avenue here. Again, allowing the buses to come in and use this area here primarily for their unloading and loading. And then they would come out and exit onto Nevada Avenue. We realize that, whichever way the buses go, there's going to be happy and unhappy people. But as part of our access